Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to introduce you to the crossroads of the world, or simply the crossroads. This is part 2 in my series on bone reading. Now you can't quite see it right here because I can't get my camera in the right position, but what I have here is a cloth on which has been embroidered or marked a circle, and it has been divided with 2 lines into 4 quadrants representing the crossroads. Now, we know that in witchcraft, magic, and hoodoo, the crossroads is the place where the realm of spirit and the world of man intersect. Here, we are confronted with choices and deals are made. In terms of divination, the crossroads represents the playing field or the stage where the drama of life unfolds. Now, the symbol, the circle divided into 4 quadrants, is a common symbol that you will find in bone reading if you watch other videos or read other articles about bone reading, and different readers have their own concept or explanation of what it means. So today I'm just going to share with you how I use this symbol to read the bones, and I will encourage you to experiment with the different ways to find what is right for you. So, if you are a linear person, that is 1 plus 2 equals 3, you may want to look upon this symbol as sort of like a timeline, with the left half representing the past, and as you move toward the right, we go into the present, and you keep moving into the future. That's one way of reading these bones. Another way is to start here with the bones that are closest to you, as the reader would represent the past, and things unfold into the present as you keep moving along, and finally up here would represent the future or outcome in a situation. So those are 2 different ways that you can read the bones on the crossroads. Now, if you are more intuitive or spirit-led, another way you might want to do this is to cast your bones on the cloth, and then what I do is I try, wherever they fall in a grouping, I try to find out which bone is sort of in the center. Where is the center of this grouping of bones? And I feel that the bone that falls into the center represents the theme of the reading. It will usually tell you what the person is asking about. For example, if it's the breastbone, you'll know they're probably asking about love and relationships. If it is the neck bone, they're probably asking about money and material things. So then what you do is you just sort of follow your intuition. You start with that center bone, that's your theme, and as you move outward, you go into the future or past, depending on which direction you go in. So the way I see this is the left side of the circle represents the past, the right side represents the future, the bottom side represents the unconscious, and the top side represents the consciousness. Now, what do I mean by the unconscious and the conscious? So when I say the unconscious, these are our primal instincts, our motivations that we may not even be aware of. It is sometimes can represent a nagging feeling that we don't really acknowledge, or just a feeling in general that we don't acknowledge, or something that we may not want to think about at the time. Consciousness is the opposite of that. These are facts and feelings we know to be true from our own perspective, feelings that we acknowledge. I'm angry at this person. I love this person. I like that person. What have you. So then you can further divide this up into the 4 quadrants by the bottom left representing the past subconscious, how you felt in the past but maybe weren't aware of it, what you were motivated by in the past without your knowledge. Bottom right represents the future subconscious. Top left representing the past consciousness, and top right representing the future consciousness. And then sort of when you get sort of in the center, things sort of blend into the present. They go from the past to the future. And so that is basically how I read the bones on this chart. Now, as I said before, you might want to experiment with these 3 different ways. And then once you get proficient with that, you may be happy right there where you are. Or you can take this a little bit further. If you are familiar with astrology and the 12 signs or the 12 houses of the zodiac, we already know that this is a circle and it's divided into 4. We can mentally divide this further into 12 houses. So this quadrant representing the first 3, houses 1, 2, and 3. This quadrant representing 4, 5, and 6. This quadrant representing 7, 8, and 9. And this quadrant representing 10, 11, and 12. And so let's say if you throw the bones and you mentally divide this section here into 3, and let's say a bone falls in the middle right here, that would be about the 2nd house, which is ruled by Taurus and represents money and material matters. So let's say that the neck bone falls here, which represents loss. So you might predict or say that the person has experienced or will experience some type of financial loss, depending on your intuition and how the other bones play out. So that is yet another way you can read the bones. Again, I encourage you to try the different ways I've shown here. Experiment to see what works best for you. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know how your bone readings are going. If you have any questions that I can address in a future video, that's the place to ask them. And that is where this video will end. Thank you, everyone, and have a great weekend.